Welcome to Santori & Sons, the show where society's past, present, and future are viewed and explained through the eyes of three different aged mindsets. The show discusses society's past woes, present problems, and how the future will affect all generations to come. Be part of the show by calling in at 888-565-1470, or while watching them on amp2.tv, join the chat room. And now, here's Santori & Sons.
Good evening, Boca. This is Fred Santori, Freddy Fixit Santori, coming live to you on 1470 and on amp2.tv, which I hope is working. Gio's giving me the thumbs up, so yeah, it's working. And we're here live. And on set, I got Freddy J.
Hello, Boca.
Boy, that's really enthusiastic.
I'm sorry I can't do it like, you know.
Well, you got to scream a little.
Good evening, Boca.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And tonight we have our guest co-host, Liz Becker.
Hello.
Is that right?
It sure is.
For some reason, I thought you were Buckner.
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 Oh, God. Buckner.
Yeah.
The famous
Listen, I
Boston
can be whoever
player.
you want me to be, but let's stick with Becker.
Becker. Well, I couldn't get that right the last time we met, right?
That's right.
And she's from Enhanced NLP Training. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, which is a real interesting point of communication.
Absolutely.
So she's a communicator. And in studio, we're going to have in a little while Dalia Berlin, correct? Yes? And she's actually one of Liz's students that got the first. So she must be the A student.
Absolutely.
The prodigy?
A+. Prodigy.
The prodigy of what's coming, and she's going to tell us. And you get to tell us how good Liz is as a teacher.
Oh, no. I'm starting to shake.
The student becomes a teacher.
I know. You didn't think we were going to put you in the hot seat tonight, but we're doing that.
Good.
We're definitely doing that. Okay. And we have Liz Becker, who's going to interview Dalia. And why don't you tell us real quick, set this thing up?
Sure. Well, as you mentioned before, I have a school called Enhanced NLP Training, where we teach communication skills and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And I was lucky enough to have an amazing student in our last training, Dalia Berlin.
Thank you.
And welcome to come to the Freddy Fixit show and share your insight. First, I want to ask you a few questions about yourself, and I know that you're in the interior design business, and Berlin Designs is your company.
Yes.
So why don't you tell me what you guys specialize in, what you do?
The specialty we work on mostly is public spaces. I like to say that I was able to write the mission of our company and truly dedicate in making our community a better place with what I'm passionate about, and truly also just affecting the quality of lives of many as opposed to husband, wife, and 2.54 kids. So we sort of veered out of residential, and we have a few really large residential clients with large homes down in Miami area, but commercial and hospitality has been our specialty in the last few years, and it's really rewarding.
Excellent. How many years have you been doing this?
For 27, 28 years.
Wow.
A long time, but it's
so
been
you can
an
say-
amazing...
She's a rookie. She just
Yeah.
an
started.
we're just
amazing
started.
ride.
Yeah.
It's really an honor when people allow us to enter their space and make a difference, and it's all about how they feel in their space, regardless of color. And
Excellent. Now, I personally know a little bit about you, so I'm sort of going to have a biased
Yes, you
position
are.
here in my interviewing process. And you mentioned something to me that was really interesting, how at the beginning, sort of your transformation from residential to commercial, and you mentioned that you went back to school for psychology because of the challenges. What were the challenges that you were having?
So the most important thing I was able to see right out of school is how much I didn't know, and how much I didn't know in regards to personal relationships, and how husband and wives were having a really difficult time communicating with a designer, and not just communicating amongst themselves, but also being able to both come together on the same page. So being able to become that middleman or middle, person, and try to please the one who's paying with the one who is picking, it's always been an incredible challenge. So yeah, I went back, I took all the courses I could beef up on psychology, sociology, and just what makes people buy and what makes people choose what they choose. And half the time people would say to me, I don't know what I like. I just don't know what we like. And so it was easier to come to them from the understanding what don't they like and what is it that they don't want to have, so that we could then come closer together to what they liked. So.
What I really loved about that when you told me was the fact that, you run a business, a successful business, you have a market, and then you see you have a challenge. So rather than trying to fight the situation and fight with your clients and really work hard at it, you took the steps needed to better yourself as a business owner and get educated and do the schooling that you needed to do to advance. And I guess the end result is transferring also more to public spaces and commercial, which is awesome. That's really, I think, a key factor in a good entrepreneur to be successful, is to have that flexibility. So kudos to you for doing that. And that, brings me to enhanced NLP training and our program that you took, the Communication Essentials course. And I'd love to hear from you what your experience was like taking that 3-day training.
It was truly, truly transformational. I think I didn't know what to expect. And even though I read what it was going to be about, it was more about how I would feel, not just from a coaching perspective, but applying to myself. So understanding the concept so I can be a better Dalia and I can be a better leader to the people in my staff, and then I could be a better communicator with my clients, with the community at large, and making a difference in starting the change right here with me.
Right. Your communication. And have you applied anything? Have you noticed that you're applying any of the techniques right now with either your clients or
It's
your
really
staff?
amazing how the very day after just leaving class, how you were with me and Jason as well, and visual cues on how people look up or look to the side. So nonverbal cues were a huge part of getting to see what's not being said. How do people react, or what kind of state are they in, and the emotional state. And I've actually now learned to ask different questions of my clients. And I went to a presentation a few days after, and I was in front of a board of directors, and there were different people with different personalities. And where before the challenges would have been to, just try and calm things down, now I was sort of being able to understand from a different point of view what were those things they were bringing to the table that they weren't really saying and they weren't really coming through. And it's so much that's unsaid, but people truly are passionate about, and being able to see what's not. It was really amazing. It's been a very good learning tool so far.
And Dalia, you're Hispanic, yes?
Yes, I'm from Spain. I'm from Madrid. So I've been here since 1984.
And you have been in your business how many years?
28.
Did you find that the training, if you had done this kind of training 28 years ago, it would have been immensely helpful?
Yes, if I could totally go back, the things that I learned are so primal and innate in the way that people communicate non-verbally and with emotion and with a state of mind that you're almost allowed into that unspoken mindset, and to be able to see people from that point of view, and also remove myself from all the drama and all the emotion and all that. I gotta have it, and he's got, and there's just so much in the world of design and in the world of business, and we're so passionate to begin with that it's like an explosion of colors, and now I'm able to sort of take a third seat or a macro view or a more removed, here's an issue, how do I attack the issue, how do I just deal with what their pains are, even though those are not being said, and truly just get to the bottom of it, regardless of ego, which, I always tell people I have none, but just to be able to get really to what the issues are. It's been an amazing tool, and it's only 3 days so far. I'm going back for more.
Yeah, it's great to see that and hear that from you. And I know that I like talking about this just because it's not only about professional development. I mean, professional development starts with personal development. We're the ones that are professionals. It's our business, it's our company, so we're involved in it. And I know that you're going through something very challenging right now. You're going through a divorce.
Yes.
And, how do you feel? A lot of us have a problem with sort of containing our emotions in one area from our personal life when we go into business and we transfer it. So do you feel that you've learned any skills that have helped you with that aspect, with your challenges personally, with the divorce, with transferring it over to work and all those areas?
I think I'm still learning, for sure. But I'm able to apply a very basic thing I learned the first hour of the first day of training, which is really to take a step back and breathe and try and see it like this is happening to a friend. If it was my girlfriend telling me what I'm going through and reading through the text and the emails and all the experiences that is so visceral and so hurtful and so alive inside me, and all of that emotion, just to really be able to kind of put it in, how would I advise my girlfriend if she was going through what I'm going through, and how would I advise others, and to be able to take that third point of view, that fly in the wall kind of approach, it's much healthier. And I really wish I had those skills a long time ago, because it just gets me to at least pause and breathe. Yeah. Which I really need to do.
Yeah, it's that little gap that we talk about between thinking and doing. You know, we do it simultaneously, but there actually is a little gap that you can gain control over. And that's what Dalia was talking about, is perceptual positioning, which is a really big part of NLP, and gives you a lot more power and control over the situation, and more choice, more opportunity, right? Rather than being limited by everything that's around you. So that's awesome.
It's really unique to be able to hear the parts that you can label in a simple act of communication. I mean, I've been in sales all my life. I've been selling things since I'm 9, and you put a name to it, and then you describe it, and it becomes an instinct, you know. And communication becomes your business. And it's good to see that there are different aspects of your life that are going to come together because of the training.
I also think instinctually, I mean, this is teaching me a whole new way of, it's like a retraining of my own instincts. So my instincts would have been to scream, holler, and be passionately passionate about everything. Right. And now taking an extra minute to breathe is creating a new emotional muscle memory in my brain, saying, hold on, what's the issue? How do I approach it? What would I tell my girlfriend? And just that simple sentence, what would I advise someone in my situation? It just gives me that one step removed. And that's like creating a new
Dalia.
Yeah, a new Dalia.
and how is Liz as a teacher?
She's incredible. She truly can see into my soul. And her partner and her have been like amazing teachers. The two of them played back and forth in scenarios where there were maybe 18 people in the classroom. We all got to intimately know each other. We did exercises one-to-one. We did in-your-face kind of things that were putting us in uncomfortable situations so that we could train ourselves how to react and not react in a new way. And the way that they coached you and they sort of gently carried you into that scenario, that was just beautiful. And it was all inside you all along. You just didn't have that awareness.
It's an amazing thing. Liz, why don't you give us the NLP training website?
Sure, it's enhancednlp.com. You can find out all the information about our courses. Our next courses are October 5th. We have a 3-day Communication Essentials and also a 5-day Advanced Communication Essentials. So it starts October 5th to the 12th. And
phone number
is 305-791-6813.
Excellent. And Dalia, why don't you give us the phone number to your company?
It's Berlin Designs in Hollywood. It's 954-920-5005.
Excellent. Well, that's good stuff.
Thank you.
And it's good to see a good story for a change.
Sure.
And communication is important, and we touched on that on the last show that we did.
Yeah.
But this is real life. This is not set up. This is something that came in from somebody who's actually using this thing in all walks of life, business and life, right?
Listen, your best feedback in life is experience. Is actually experiencing it yourself, getting that feedback from the person that has felt it, seen it, heard it. That's the best way, rather than reading studies. You can read as much as you want of what other people experience, but
that's right.
The truth lies in
yourself.
And
guys, show's over. We're done.
That's it.
How fast
You're kidding me.
I tell you.
I haven't even told any jokes, Freddy.
I know. We're gonna have
this is not good.
We're gonna have to do that. But we got what we came for. Freddie had a story to tell us. Freddie, hold on to that story. I want to thank Gio in Tampa for producing this. Our executive producer Linda Harmon. Freddie J. Offset. Dalia, 954-920-5005. Caller. get some work done, and we'll bring in some cameras to watch some transformations. This is Becker, Enhanced NLP Training, 305-791-6813. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for hearing. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Santori and Sons, the show where society's past, present, and future are viewed and explained through the eyes of 3 different aged mindsets. Remember, you can view the show at amp2.tv. And tune in again next time here on WNN for more